Hello, dear Africa Business Jumpstarters. Many greetings to you wherever in the world you are. This is Dr. Harnet, your Africa business coach and consultant online and offline. And today, as we are nearing the end of 2016, I would really like to talk with you a little bit more about the challenges of getting your business off the ground successfully. You see, at the beginning of each year, we may be coming up with New Year resolutions, and we're all pumped to get things done and get them done in a different way. But often we find that a few weeks down the line, we're back in our old routine, or we are struggling again with the same challenges that we were facing the year before. So today I really want to tap into the areas that may be holding you back to either get your African business started successfully, or you may have started something already and somehow you're not making progress. So number one, the reason for your business, or as I call it, your personal engine, may not be strong enough to get you started. This is so important. Now, hear me out on this one. Getting a business started anywhere in the world is no walk in the park. In fact, the odds are against you. The majority of all businesses in the US, for example, 75% in the first year fail. So getting a business started is not easy. And if you just kind of want it, or you just feel a little bit too comfortable where you are, maybe you have a good job and actually everything is pretty okay, you're not happy or beaming with excitement, but things are okay, then your personal engine to get out of your comfort zone, to make leaps into new areas, into new spheres, may simply not be strong enough. You see, our human psychology works in a way that we want to survive and we want to feel comfortable. So whenever you get out of that comfort zone, or you are entering areas that your brain or your subconscious is not familiar with, it will set some alarm clocks up. You know, it could be in terms of worries, or in terms of rationalizing why this is really not a good idea, or that you cannot really do it, or you're procrastinating. It can come up in so many forms. So just having that awareness, number one, is very, very important. You really need to spend a lot of time on thinking, what is it that you want and why do you want it? Why do you want it? Why do you want to break out of the kind of life you're leading now? And why do you want more for yourself? And to really take the time out and thinking about that and nurturing that little seed, so it grows into a little seedling and then into a plant eventually, and then it grows bigger and bigger. That is so important. And this is an exercise that I've been doing at the beginning of my journey very, very consciously. I mean, I reached a point actually where, you know, when I asked myself the question, do I want to continue my life as it is at the moment? And the answer was, hell no, I don't. And that just, you know, it was flooding out of me. So that was at least a very, very concrete answer. But now I needed to spend time on, okay, what is it then that I wanted to create for myself? What is the life that and the lifestyle that I really crave? And then nurture that so it becomes powerful. And you know what? No matter what challenges are coming into your way, there is simply no way back to the old life. So that's powerful. So work on that one. And the area number two that may be holding you back is that you have possibly come up with an Africa business idea or some sort of business model. But it may be that that idea or business model is just not aligning with you. And again, this is so important, especially for us in the diaspora. Now, let me give you an example. Let's say you're based in Washington, D.C., you have a limited budget, you have a family, possibly children to take care of. Now, you may have an idea or a dream of starting something in Nigeria or Kenya or Botswana, and what you would really love to do, because you kind of heard that there's a big need for it and you are so interested in this kind of business, you would love to go in manufacturing, let's say. You want to go into fruit juice production because you have heard that so many fruits are being thrown away, and this is something that you would be enjoying, you think, and that's the kind of business model you chose for yourself. You see, just to stay with our example, that the difficulty here is that, number one, you have a limited capital, as we said in the example, and you're based abroad with a family to take care of. Now, something like a manufacturing business, like a juice factory, really requires a lot of capital investment, and it requires that you are on the ground. Now, you can, of course, start something like juice production at a shoestring budget, and actually we've seen African entrepreneurs doing that as well. But then it requires even more so that you are working on your business on the ground every single day. And can you see how this business model may simply not align with your personal circumstances at the moment, because you feel like, okay, your life is still in Washington, D.C., you cannot simply, leave your family and your children alone and just relocate, or as the case may be, you don't have enough capital to get this started. And so what we find is a disalignment between your business idea or the business model you chose and your personal circumstance. And you know what will happen? Inside, you have the feeling it cannot be done, or the hurdles are huge. And as a result of that, you may procrastinate or lose motivation, or just really, stay with this business idea, entertain it, and then a year later, 2 years later, still nothing has happened. So one thing that I teach really also in my Africa Business Boot Camps or the members, and also online in my blogs, is that you need to choose a business model that aligns with you and with Africa or the local market you chose. And that is hugely important. And you will be amazed how many business models are actually out there that can really be amended to your personal circumstance, to your personal likes, to your personal dislikes even, or your worries, so that you can amend it in a way that maybe something that looks like a big hurdle, a big worry, a big risk can be mitigated. And if you're interested in hearing a little bit more about the possible Africa diaspora business model, then hop over to my website, africajumpstart.com, and you will see there a small 3-part audio training series that I did, and you can simply sign up for that and get access to the information for free. And lastly, the last area that may be holding you back in getting started or getting things off the ground effectively is simply that you don't know how to go about it. And I think really that is one of the biggest hurdle among all Africans, the ones on the continent and us in the diaspora. We simply don't know how to get it started. What is step 1, step 2, step 3? What is there to be done, and in which sequence are these steps to be taken? Because here's one thing, you may be reading through a lot of Africa business news, and I'm really happy that more and more of these websites and sources are coming up. But the kind of information you're getting on those Africa business websites or even Africa business events, it is very useful information, it is very, very important and insightful information, but most often it is not actionable information. And that is the missing link. In order to take action, you need actionable information. It is not enough to just get market insights. You really need to know, okay, what is the first step for you to take? Why are you making certain decisions? And because we are missing this information, what often happens, and that's quite tragic, I find, especially among us in the diaspora, because we miss that information and we don't know how to go about the whole thing, two things usually happen. Either we postpone our plan and then 3 years later, still not much has happened or nothing has happened, or we give up altogether. And that's so tragic because really Africa needs us. And at the same time, I'm so convinced that we need Africa because the continent is at a very exciting time. It's emerging in so many aspects. And, just being part of that, while you can create wealth for yourself, while you can create a lifestyle that you create for yourself, and at the same time contributing towards the development of our continent. Oh my God, what a power combination to live for, really. Get the map before you enter the woods, so to speak. And if you want some of that, at my blog or my YouTube channel is always available to you. But, and this is what I also want to let you know, if you live in the United States or in Europe, I would like to let you know that I'm just launching another round of my Africa Business Boot Camps. These are my intense live seminars where I teach you over the course of 2 days exactly what to do. So I will be sharing my success strategies, tips, guidance. It's very, very practical. And I really, really can say hands down that there is nothing like that out there in the Africa business space. I will be combining the market information, the market insights that are so important together with the actionable and very personalized advice. And I think that's the power combination that's missing. And this is what I would like to, where I would like to come in and fill the gap. And so come to the business boot camps, and I will be sharing the events page below this video so that you can get a little bit more information. So we will be in London, United Kingdom, in February 2017, and then I will be coming all the way to Washington, D.C. and San Francisco, California in March 2017. Seriously, it's an event not to be missed. And here's one more thing. I know some of us are reluctant to make an effort or, to invest in an event like that. And I understand you because that's exactly how I was thinking and how I used to act. But if we want to become successful, we also need to learn that what you do in the now will determine your tomorrow. And we will also need to understand the huge value of investing in ourselves so that we can become another version of ourselves that can be successful. You see, the reason why you have reached where you have, and you may actually be quite successful, but the bottom line is you're still somehow discontent. So in order to move forward, in order to create a lifestyle that's just larger, so much larger, to be honest, than the one you are currently living, you need to become a different person. And so I also encourage you to always study how successful people think. And one of the traits they have is they always invest in themselves, in their education, in their development, in their success mindset. So wherever you are in the States, wherever you are in Europe, I invite you to join us in London, Washington, D.C. or San Francisco. It's a 2-day event. And besides all the success strategies for getting your Africa business off the ground, you will be among like-minded people. I will show you the way forward. And it's such a great space to be in. We had so much fun on top of the learning, and we made so many connections last year during the boot camp. So I really, really hope to be welcoming you and to working with you in person. It would be such a pleasure. And this is it from me today. See you in another video.